Hey comic card lover fam, welcome back. Last video we dug into Marvel's darkest days in the 90s, bankruptcy, bad decisions, and a comic market that went sideways. But today, we flipped the script. This is the comeback story. How Marvel went from near collapse to running the pop culture multiverse. Let's get into it. Grab your popcorn and your back issues, this one's a good origin story. Real quick, why were they down? Overexpansion, speculator bubbles. Remember people buying comics as investments. Too many gimmicks and variant covers, plus some messy editorial decisions. The result? Sales collapsed, retailers were burned, and Marvel went into bankruptcy protection. Movie rights had been sold to Survive, Spider-Man to Sony, X-Men and Fantastic Four to Fox, which later changed how Marvel could use its biggest names. But Marvel didn't just fold, they rebuilt. In the late 90s, early 2000s, new editorial leadership prioritized story over gimmicks. Instead of chasing speculators, Marvel chased creators and strong narratives. Marvel Knights and other quality-focused imprints brought in top creators and darker, more adult-oriented takes that reminded fans why they loved these characters in the first place. The Ultimate line, modern reimaginings like Ultimate Spider-Man, gave new entry points for younger readers who weren't attached to decades of continuity. Those books were accessible, exciting, and great springboards. Think of it like sending the franchise to writer rehab. Fewer cheap tricks, more good stories. Comics alone helped, but the seismic shift came when Marvel decided to be a movie studio instead of just licensing characters out. Around the mid-2000s, Marvel made a gutsy move. They set up their own studio and self-financed films, a huge financial risk. Why? Because the rights to their biggest characters were scattered, and making movies the right way required control. They secured financing and began producing Iron Man 2008, a character that wasn't the top-tier movie bankable superstar at that time. The creative team headed by Kevin Feige pushed a radical idea: make standalone, great movies and make them connect. A shared cinematic universe where each film mattered to the next. It's like Marvel bet their lunch money on one weird science experiment, and it turned into a buffet. Iron Man clicked because of three things: casting, RDJ's personality, solid tone, fun, grounded character first, and smart production choices. The movie felt human. Audiences fell in love with Tony Stark, and suddenly Marvel had a template: character-driven movies that feed into a bigger story. Also, who knew a billionaire with a metal suit would fix a billion-dollar company? Marvel didn't stop with one hit. They used each movie to seed the next, reward attentive fans, and build momentum. Post-credit scenes, recurring threads, and crossovers made viewers feel like insiders, and that loyalty translated to a cultural tidal wave. Post-credit scenes, the 21st century way of saying, there's more, nerds. When Disney bought Marvel in 2009, Marvel suddenly had a global machine behind it: marketing, distribution, theme parks, and endless merchandising. That merger amplified everything: bigger budgets, wider reach, and the ability to launch mass media strategies across film, TV, games, and toys. It was like putting a supercharged engine into a very lucky rocket ship. The comeback wasn't just movies winning. It was the feedback loop between screen and page. Big screen hits brought new readers to comics. Comics created new concepts for shows and movies. Marvel began pushing diversity and fresh voices. Characters like Black Panther, Ms. Marvel, and fresh takes on legacy heroes gained mainstream spotlight. That modern relevance helped the brand grow beyond nostalgia. TV and streaming, Netflix shows, and later Disney Plus series expanded the universe and let creators experiment. Darker corners with a bigger canvas. Merch and experiences, toys, theme parks, and licensing turned fans into an ecosystem of consumption, and that money funded more content. It's growth by synergy. One success fuels another, like feeding energy into a lantern. Two final keys: smart long-term planning, Marvel mapped multi-phase storytelling, and respect for the fans. They rewarded continuity and built loyalty. Even when there were stumbles, oversaturation, or creative misses, the core strategy kept the machine rolling. You win some, you lose some. But if you keep telling the stories that matter, people will keep listening. So what's the moral? Marvel's rise was not a single miracle. It was a chain of smart creative choices, big financial risks, and a return to what made the company special. Great characters and great stories. They rebuilt from the ground up, comics first, then films, then a multiverse, and kept evolving. From bankruptcy to billion-dollar blocks. Now that's an origin story worthy of a six-issue miniseries. If you love these breakdowns, smash that like button, subscribe to Comic Card Lover, and share with a friend who thinks comic book movies are just explosions. Drop your thoughts. Who's Marvel's biggest comeback character in your opinion? Comment below. Make it nerdy.